Alright, just a quick video review here of my new Glock 19 Gen 4. I'll tell you what I like about it, issues I've had, if any, and if you guys have any issues, what to do about it. So, obviously when you get the Gen 4s, in the box you have 3 magazines, which I like. You have the adjustable back straps. They give you 2 additional ones. There isn't one on here right now, so this is considered the small. I think the other 2 are your medium and large. I like the reduced grip without a back strap on it, so I just haven't put any of the back straps on it. This has been safety checked. We'll drop the mag here. Let you guys look at it. It is empty. Point in a safe direction. Just the in-laws over in that direction, so that is safe. Actually, no, that is a completely safe direction, so we're good to go on that. A couple things I like here: the RTF rough textured frame. The stippling is extra aggressive compared to my Gen 3 Glock 26 that I had. I really like that. I like the adjustable back straps. I like the reversible magazine release, and it is oversized. I really like that. A couple other things inside here, if we take it down real quick, we have the dual recoil spring assembly, which is really nice. There's a lot of people having issues with the Gen 4 springs, or originally were having issues. Let's talk about the Glock 19 specifically. The issues that originally arose were stovepipes, failure to eject, just some general ejecting issues. The upgraded parts that Glock had sent out to those earlier Gen 19 buyers were the 043 recoil spring. That is the upgraded spring assembly. I don't know if we can see this on here. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. See how that's 043, the 3 being at the bottom. That is your upgraded recoil spring. So what I did before I bought this is I opened it up and checked for that spring. The other thing relating to some issues, especially the brass into the face issues or over the head, was the early ejectors. The upgraded ejector that Glock has sent out to rectify those problems is the 30274 for the Glock 19s. If we can, I don't know if we can see this. Let me get over here in some better lighting. There you go. 30274. That is the upgraded ejector. So if you have the 043 spring and the 30274 ejector on your 19, you shouldn't have any issues. I fired probably real close to 100 rounds. Haven't had one issue. Pretty reliable gun. The only other thing I don't like on this gun, or all Gen 4s, is the trigger bar assembly. See that little bump? Let's see if we can get in there and show you that that bump right there on the trigger bar assembly. couple of things that I've noticed, and let me put this recoil spring back in. One is when you're putting this gun back together, and once it hits that bump, it's a lot harder to get on than a Gen 3. Once you have it on, another thing I've noticed is the trigger is considerably heavier. With my gauge that I have, it was between 6.5 and 7 pounds, which I think is a little too heavy. Compared to my M&P and my Gen 3, it's quite a bit heavier. So one thing that improvement I'm going to make, I have on order, is a Gen 3 trigger bar without the bump, which should help it with takedown and also sliding the slide back on easier, and the trigger pull should be, probably a pound lighter just from that alone. The second thing I have on order is this 3.5 pound connector to replace the stock Glock connector, which is usually a 5.5 pound trigger pull. I also have the firing pin safety spring on order, which is a little bit lighter of a spring, and probably gonna try at least the striker spring. It's a 4-pound striker spring, and or a 5-pound trigger spring. You definitely don't want to put both those striker spring and the trigger spring in at the same time. What'll happen is there'll be too much pull back, if we can see here, on the trigger, so that little trigger safety, and I've had this happen to me before on a Gen 3, this little trigger safety will actually engage. It won't be caught there under the frame. It'll actually be kind of just already engaged, and any slight movement will bring that trigger forward and fire the gun. You definitely don't want to do that. You don't want to put both those springs on. So we'll do one or the other, do some testing, and make a video of those installs. So other than that, it's so far it's been a great gun, very reliable. Just a little hard to get that slide on, but that should be rectified with the new upgrades. So as soon as I get those in, I'll let you know how that goes. See you guys.